Hi, this is Lisa from Low Cooking Rubber Stand. Today's tutorial is our part 2. So this is a tutorial 116, and in this tutorial is showing you how to add the lights on your car. So the tutorial part 1, I will already show you how to do coloring, and because I want to keep the tutorial short, that's why I'm doing 2 separate tutorials. Today's tutorial we're going to do the wiring, and also in this tutorial I am going to recommend you where can you find all the supplies and what's the difference between all different kind of LED light, and which one is better and which one is cheaper. So that's started. If you have tape, that's good. It's good. This tape is probably around $10.99. So, but I don't really enjoy to use tape because they are sticky and they are not really flexible. So I asked my husband, who is a builder, so he's a he has a knowledge of all the wiring stuff. So he gave me this. I said, what is this? This is a wire. How is it going to work? And actually, this is perfect. It's so cheap. You can find it from the superstore. I think 1 meter probably is only cost you 70. Not superstore. Sorry, you can find it from the Home Depot. So 1 meter probably only costs you like 70 cents, and the 1 meter you can probably make like 1,000 car. Okay, so you're going to use a plier to remove the plastic part. After you remove the plastic part, you can find out inside those wire is all those tiny like a hair copper wire. Okay, so when we're working on this one, this thickness is the best. You don't want too thick because if it's too thick, you maybe burn the light. So you want to have something like this, like a hair, and then these big wire have a probably, I can't really tell, probably have like 40-50. So it's enough to make a lot of a car. Okay, so that's the things that I am using it, replace the copper tape, but we will need a small piece of copper tape. But if we don't have a copper tape, that will work too. Okay, the second thing is that we're going to need the lights. So we are going to use those LED light. So the first prototype I made, I found this LED line from the Amazon, and it's actually pretty pricey. The one package of these light, I think have 30 of them, is almost around up to $30. So and then they don't really sell individual. So I found out they are so pricey. I made one, but in my tutorial, I always try to share the great idea, great information with my viewer. So I did some research, and I found this one. This one also I got from the Amazon, and I will share the link. Just check it inside the tutorial below all the description. You will find these light. So this light is 100 of them. They come with 10 different colors. You can order just one color, or you can order like a multiple color. It's totally after you. The whole box of this light is cost only $9.99. So you get 110 different kind of colors. So it depends what do you like. The thing is this light is a little bit bigger compared with this light. Okay, but I found out this is perfect to make the headlight if you have an automobile. Okay, so they are perfect to create a light like that. So that's a good one of the choice, so you can think about it. Okay, so I am still not satisfied because I am planning to working on other tutorial, and the light like this 5 AM light is a little bit too big. So if I want to working on the small area, I probably need the light is a little bit smaller. So if I want to working something like this Northern Star, so this light is going to be too big, but it still works. It totally depends on what you like. So I did more research on the internet, and then I found they have something like this. They actually come with wired, and then it also called the LED light. And then these light, they are so tiny. They are actually come with a wire and it's very small. And the price for those LED light is actually cheaper than this. So I think it's 25, these small light around the $7. And I bought the whole package of 5 or 6 different colors, and there are 125 lights, and it cost me $29.99. So after all, I found this is a good choice. The only downside is that they are a little bit bigger, and this one is great because the 25 lights is around the $7.99. Not sure exactly the price, but I bought this all 125 for $27.99. Okay, so that's what we need. The most important thing is we need a wire, we need a light, and we need a battery. This is just a regular 3V battery you can find from dollar store. I bought one package from the dollar store, 3 battery only for $1. And also you can find it from Amazon. I think I bought a 25 battery for only $9. And this is 3V. And please be careful when you use the battery. When you want to dispose your battery, please make sure you recycle it. This battery is very bad for our environment, so make sure you recycle your battery. Okay, so that's started. First of all, we are going to need 2 lights, and we are going to need 4 those tiny copper wires. So just have already. Since this is too cheap, so you can make it a little bit longer. If you don't need it, we can just trim it. And you're gonna need a little bit washi tape, and I'm going to explain to you why. And you are actually need 1 battery, and that's working on the wire first, and we move 1 step at a time. Okay, so that's started. I am a great artist, but I'm horrible with physics. And the wiring, the first time when I make a prototype, trust me, I waste a lot of time. But once when you get it done, it's actually so simple. So these, if you take at least a little light bulb, you will find that on the wire part, one side is longer, one side is shorter. So that means one is positive, one is negative. Same as your battery. So that's give a try first. You just kind of push on top. You can see the light is on. If you put the wrong side, it's not going to work. So positive go to the positive, negative go to the negative. So on the battery, write down the positive, and then so the front must be negative. And I figured out that this wire, the longer part is a positive, the shorter one is a negative. So same as this is wire light too. So that's why I put a little bit washi tape on one of the tape to identify which one is positive, which one is negative. So if you do it right, they will turn it on. If you do it the wrong direction, you won't be able to turn on the light. So make sure the positive is positive, negative is negative, and it's a good idea to use the washi tape to mark one of the wire. Okay, so we're gonna need 2 wires to connect this light bulb and the battery. So I'm going to just use one of the wire and kind of just twist. Okay, it's much easier than the tape, so you kind of just twist around it. Okay, and then you can trimming the extra that you don't need it. So you're going to use 1 wire connect the other wire. So each wire from the light bulb you connect with 1 copper wire. Okay, so that's what look like. So I use 2 copper wire and kind of twist around the light wire, and then I put a little bit washi tape on one of the wire. So the one I actually put on the washi tape, that's the negative. Let's give a try, see can I turn on the light or not. So I put the negative wire on the negative part, and then the positive wire on the positive part. See, I can easily turn on the light just like that. Just remember positive to positive, negative to negative, that's it. And we're going to working on the other one. Okay, so I have my 2 light bulbs and connect with 2 copper wires. So, and then you see on the left side, the left wires, I put a little bit washi tape on both of them. So those 2, they are going to stick together, and those 2 are going to stick together. So that's just give a try to see can I turn on before I working on my car project. So 2 negative will go to the 2 negative, and the 2 positive will go to the 2 positive. Awesome. So I can turn it on and make sure I have a good connection first before I assembling and put on the car. So it's much easier than using the tape, isn't it? Okay, for any project, and it's a good idea that you working on the prototype first. So this is my prototype, and because the prototype is easy, if you mess up, it's just prototype, it's not going to cost you too much time. So I always create a prototype, and this is my first prototype. And look the wiring. This is my second prototype. Much clean, right? So start with the prototype, make sure prototype is work well, and then you move to your final project. So now I'm sure I know what to do. So I'm going to just use my final card, and I'm going to put the wiring on. So this is the tutorial 116 part 1 to show you how to make this one. And then the only thing I have to do now is put the foam tape and put the 3 layers. So that's what it looks like. Now we are going to add the lights and the wiring now. Okay, so we are going to punch the hole first for our light, and then I use this punch machine, and the size is perfect. So I am going to just find the place around this automobile light, and then just punch a hole over there, and the other one. So if your punch tool cannot reach that place, there is a kind of punch tool. I couldn't find where is mine. And then what you can do, you can just poke a hole and kind of just do like this to create a hole. And then actually this light is perfect. It looks like a light bulb. So you kind of just push from the back, and then look at the front and from the back. It's actually pretty tight. So it's perfect to push that 2 lights just right there. Okay, that's what it look like this so far. Oops, like this. Okay, and next we are going to kind of push these 2 wires, the one I had the washi tape on. So you can kind of just open it, the wire, like these. And then the two wire that have a washi tape on. Okay, and then you see the 2 that I put the washi tape on, so they belong to a group. And then the other 2, it doesn't have a washi tape on, we kind of just twist them. So you can also use a piece tape to secure that light, make sure they don't fall off. Okay, so that's what's my light wiring, and that's the is work on that. So remember the 2 that I put the washi tape on, that is the negative, and then the other one is positive. See, the light have no problem perfectly. So you want to make sure your lights work before you finish your final step. Okay. Okay, next we kind of have to working on this push button now. So I have my card stock here, and I have my embossed pattern paper ready too. And then you kind of just place your card, this real window, the place you want. So this is the place that I want. And then in the back, I kind of mark across, and I want to cut a hole. So you kind of just use your exact knife, kind of cut a hole. It doesn't have to be very like a, you just have to make a hole because we want to put the wire to that hole, right? And then now you are going to push the both wire. Actually, before we do that, I'm going to just put the foam tape ready. So, but don't remove the backing yet. Okay, so just put some strong foam ready like this, and then you are going to push the both wire to that hole. Okay, something like that. So once when you put the wire through the hole like this, and then you can remove the foam tape, you can secure your main piece first. Okay, so this is what I do all the time. I always constantly check my light to make sure I'm doing okay. So remember, the washi tape one is the negative, the other one is the positive. I make sure my light is working before I move to next step. Otherwise, you finish your whole project and then find out, oops, somewhere is disconnect, it doesn't work. That will be sucks. Okay, and the next we are going to add a push button, so that way the person who receives the card, they will know they can push this button to turn it on and turn it off. So we are going to use a punch. So this is the A5 size punch. You can use the A5 or a little bit bigger, it's okay too. So I'm going to just punch because we only need a small, just make sure where you want to. I think here is a place, and it's a little bit smaller. See, my prototype, the punch is a little bit bigger, but you only need a little bit place to touch. So I found out when we use this small punch, we can actually kind of hide that battery. Okay, so this is a 5A. They will work just fine. Okay, so next we are going to put our battery, connect our battery is a wire. So I kind of place the battery around here, and then I am going to bring my wire around there. So we are going to just find that it doesn't have to be like a perfect fit. A little bit longer, it's okay. So I kind of just put my wire there because my wire is a little bit long, it's longer, so we can trimming the extra that we don't need. And then we're going to use a piece of copper tape to tape that wire in the back of that battery. So that's our positive side. Okay. So that's something like this. And what you can do is you can just make sure you push that piece of copper tape, make sure they have a good connection. Okay, so that's the back. And then we are going to put the other part of wire to that hole. Okay, and then before we do anything, I am going to use the tape to kind of secure the wire in the back, and then make sure these two wires and they are not going to touch each other. If they touch each other, it's not going to work. Okay, so kind of make sure they have enough distance between these two. Don't touch each other, and we can patch this hole, something like this. So that's the wire. And then before we do anything, let's try, can we turn on the light or not? So my battery is there, and then just give it a tap. Yeah, we can turn it on. That's awesome. Okay, and then now we are going to put this. So I have this button. I punch with 7/8 inches punch. And then I am going to, same thing, put this wire. And then I'm going to use a piece of tape to secure that wire. Okay, so that's what's look like so far. I use a piece copper to secure that wire. If you don't have that piece copper, what you can do is you can use a glue dot too. So just want to show you in the front, I use a glue dot. Just be careful that your glue dot is not too like a big glue dot, because we don't want the glue stuck on your battery. We only want that wire touch the battery. So that's just to give a touch and make sure we can turn on our light. Yeah, it's really good. Isn't that awesome? Okay, and now we're going to secure the backing. We're going to tape our battery, and we are ready to mount everything now. Okay, so after you all put together, that's what's like done. Very easily turn it on and turn it off. Well, so that's today's tutorial. I hope you like it, and all the information that you need, where to shop, what kind of light to buy, you can just scroll down to the description, and then you can find all the information. I will put all the link on top. So now it's March, and I have a lot of tutorial ready to upload. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just make sure you subscribe. Just click that motorcycle on the right side button. So I find out this lighting one is very interesting, and I have other few great idea. I think this home sweet home, you can put the side some lights inside this window. That will be a pretty good set to play with it. Any automobile with the lights on, you can do that too. So I think this will be a good set to do it too. I'm going to working on that. Or Central Park, there's those kind of street light, and also I found out it will be perfect to put lights on. So the lights, the LED light I use, this is a kind of size shape, so it's perfect to do the automobile one. But if you don't have it, you bought the other, those kind of thin one. I found out this is the other great touch. You can use this kind of embellishment in the glue on top of that tiny LED light on top, and on top of the LED light, they also look like those headlights. I think all your male friends will be very impressed when they receive this lovely car from you. So give it a try. If I can do it, you can do it. It's just as simple as it is. So make sure you subscribe our YouTube channel, and we hope to see you next time. Thank you for watching. This is Lisa from Look Cooking Rubber Stand.